Alright guys, so that was the first layer on our molds. What I'm going to show you now is actually what it will kind of look like when things are said and done. So like I said, roughly that takes an hour to dry per layer. You'll add on a whole bunch of different layers at once. I didn't see any air bubbles in mine, so I didn't have to go and take care of those. If you have to, like a toothpick does really well. I have this little clay sculpting thing, and it has a little pick on the end. I use that. It does pretty well. Okay guys, so what I have here, what I'm showing y'all, is actually my previous attempts at the bicycle grill with the molding. The one I have here right now is actually the first one I ever attempted to do. You can kind of tell just by, there we go. Oh, it was a better focus. Kind of by looking at it here in the nose, it's kind of not as dark as the rest of the mold is itself. Up here in the hair, the eyes, you can kind of tell it's splotchy. Those are actually all air bubbles. So in those areas, I actually missed out on a lot of detail. The nose isn't quite right at all. The teeth are weird. If I tried casting that, making an actual hard copy, it wouldn't be very good. Especially since the fact I've already made another hard copy of another mold I did, I'd be able to tell the difference, and it would bug the crud out of me. I'm one of those kind of people. But so this is the first one I ever did. Didn't know much about it. Progressed since then and done a little better. So that one's getting shoved aside to make room for this one. This one here is the second one I've done. You can kind of tell there's not actually that many air bubbles, not that splotchy. These white areas in here are actually clay. That's what that is itself. So you see it kind of chips off there. And yeah, see? So that's not bad at all. But this one came out a lot better, more detail and everything. I was happy with it. Never cast this one either, but that's okay. This one actually and the first one were both made by the imprint method, like I did the guitar pick. So the next one I'm going to show you is a little different, and I'll explain why in a moment. And then this one is the one I'm actually casting out of now, unless the one I'm showing with y'all turns out better, then I'll use that one. But this one will actually be the way it is now in the clay. I do the mold on or the molding on top of it, put the latex on top, and it turns out better in my mind. You can see the nose is really well defined, I guess is the way to put it. The nostrils are there, the teeth, the eyes, the eyebrows. Everything's there. I got just one strand of hair. I'm happy with that, truth being. I'm not too picky on that one. There's a piece of clay stuck in the mold here as well. That happens. Luckily, it's not in a spot that's going to affect the casting too much at all, so I was happy with it. Whenever you start actually applying a bunch of latex to everything, you'll notice that you lose sight of what you're actually working on. So I saw that for a couple weeks. Let me see. For that one, that's what I wound up seeing. That was not as bad. And then this was the first one I ever did. And that one I didn't know what I was doing. Or looking at. Again, this one too, but I like this one the best. The reason I actually when I'm switching them around, again, I never cast these two, so I'm not guaranteed on what I'm saying, or don't take my word for it. But when I cast this one, it actually came out like the figure itself. I think this one would be a little like inverted, so whatever's sticking out would be more in, and vice versa of what it really is. So like that would come out like that, I think, but not too sure. But yeah, so that's those. It's progress. Everything was expected if you don't get it quite right, but it will take several tries to do, so don't be too hard on yourself about it. Alright guys, that really just about sums it all up right now. Pretty sure this is a 2-part video at this point now, but that's okay, it's not a problem at all. I'm actually impressed that it did that. The last thing I'm going to touch on is the last video I made with the supplies. There was something I was looking for, couldn't find it. It was actually under some paper towels I had. That's kind of sad, actually. But what I wanted to show y'all was this little guide that actually Bill Doran, I apologize on the name if I messed it up.
he actually is with Punish Props. Is actually his company. That's what he does. He does a lot of great props. He he's got a Facebook. I think he has a Twitter. I don't exactly remember. If he does, I'm gonna have a link for everything he's got on, and you can just follow those links. I'll have them around my head somewhere, on the page, down below on the comment section, somewhere you'll see it. But follow the links. You'll be really impressed with what he has. He has actually a lot of things for sale. This itself is a pretty good book, and how to make a couple things real detailed. Something I want to work on in the future if I have time for it. But this was only $5 to actually buy and download. You can print it off. That's what I did. It's wonderful. I recommend everybody at least look at his website, and I recommend getting this too. You can buy blueprints of things he's making, and even some unpainted castings he has of stuff. He's got all kinds of great stuff. He's really one of the prop makers that makes me want to do props a lot more. So he's actually one of the first ones I actually think I found. So thank you, actually. So there's that. Again, check them out and be really impressed with what's on there. So that covers it for my first instructional how-to with everything. It's actually like 2 a.m. or something. 1 or 2 a.m. Not too sure why I'm up still. But yeah, that's it. So I will leave this video as it is now. The next one I'll do will actually have once the molds are completed. So keep applying all your layers on there. Again, wait about every hour. Do really good thin amounts on there. And then it gets the best detail going for you. And again, do roughly 12, 15 layers. If you're not sure, you can't do any harm by adding more. So do more if you want. That's going to cover it for now, and I'll be back with y'all guys later with another video. Alright, have a good night, YouTube. Bye-bye.